And today's guest is Killian.
What's up?
All the way from Germany.
Right. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're good, man. How was your trip here?
Oh, it was all right. I arrived a few days ago, and I had a
Awesome.
great flight, 9.5 hours.
9.5 hours.
In
Oh
tight
my
economy
God.
seats without any leg room.
Yeah, you're pretty tall too, so
Yeah, and I got
you struggle with that.
I had babies crying around me.
Oh,
the entire
that
flight.
sucks. That's horrible.
So my AirPods were saving me, but
Yeah.
economy is horrible. Like,
Have you seen those new like economy seats that it's like you're kind of standing?
no.
So it's like it's crazy. I don't know.
There's-
I don't know. Like
Where have you seen this?
it might
Where'd
be,
you pick this up
It
from?
might be like
Fake
Instagram
news
or
or
something
what?
like that.
Wait, just
But
stand
like
on the plane.
it's not like you're sitting down. It's like you're half sitting down. So it's
So
like
you're like
instead of-
laying down in a like
it's
horizontal place, or
no. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but like you're kind of like
You're leaning onto it, like
you're
something?
leaning onto it basically, and there's
Okay.
like the seat goes like this, so you can
Okay.
put your butt here without the seat going like this, right?
but can you move the seat so you can fully sit down too,
No,
or
no.
it's just
Yeah, so it's made so you can fit a lot more people, so the flights are a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah.
but it'd only be for short flights. You wouldn't do that for 9 hours.
No. Oh
like
my
probably
God.
2 hours
Hopefully,
max.
yeah, hopefully not 9 hours. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, like, you got a lot of
It would suck.
turbulences on some flights, right? We had some, like, nothing too bad, but
yeah,
you know, you want to be seated and, like, you know, have your seatbelt on if something like that comes up. So I don't know how's that gonna work.
I mean, there's probably gonna be seatbelts. It's just,
Well, I hope.
Like, hopefully, it's like okay, cheaper flights, but you're gonna die, like no matter what.
If we hit bad turbulence, you're going through the window.
Going through the window.
Well, it's just like when you're in a space shuttle and they're sleeping, they're strapped onto the wall. You know.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like that.
Well, I mean, in space, there's not really any gravity.
Yeah,
But,
that's
you
fair.
know,
That's how I imagine it. Like if you're leaning onto it, just strapped on the plane or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, flight was okay. Food was alright. I took Air Canada, luckily, because all the German ones were on a strike, and Air
Yeah.
Canada has good service. So,
Yeah. And how much was the flight, if I may ask?
I think round trip was like it was expensive, like with all the luggage and stuff, like just under 800 euros, which is still way cheaper than during
Which is
season.
like
about
main season.
around
14.
1,000 or no,
Oh,
1,200.
It's got to be
12,
just
1,300.
over 1,000, I think.
Yeah.
Well, but compared to main season, summer, whatever, it's still cheap.
Yeah.
So, I figured now I have time. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the podcast in person.
Yeah. It's worth it, right? Look at that. It's awesome. Beautiful. 9-hour flight for a podcast, basically, or hopefully a couple this week.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going back.
Yeah, tomorrow you're coming back. Yeah, exactly. But no, I think hopefully this summer, Griffin and I will, come to your house and we'll do a podcast there. We'll bring all the equipment and everything.
Maybe not quite everything, but because
Because
we'll have like 7 bags, but
we gotta bring the big red boots though. Come on,
that'll be one suitcase right there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That really
We're gonna
brings
pay
the
like
show
$400 in
together.
just bags, just to get them
I
on the
mean,
flight.
like most of the stuff, like we could probably fit. Like,
Probably not the lights,
we can.
but we could bring the smaller ones.
We could just order the big lights to Killian's house. Let's get real.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, but we're real here, and cultural exchange is real. So you're always welcome.
Yeah.
We're gonna run a podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
We're
for
gonna have
sure.
a lot of guests there. Maybe we can like travel around Germany, see the others and stuff, and meet up with them. That'll be great. Yeah.
Document our time there, like record us getting onto the plane, off the plane, on the land.
Yeah, we can have the YouTube shorts, kind of stuff like that,
Yeah, for sure.
just to promote it. Say
Yeah,
we're
100%.
in the different country and everything like that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we could talk about stuff that was happening like a day ago or so,
Yeah,
because we were experiencing a lot. Yeah,
100%.
That'll be great.
yeah, for sure. And I think the cool thing about Germany is like just trying to like seeing all the landscapes and the culture and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Right?
Yeah, it's different. It's quite different. Yeah, so I always love to be in Canada because it's so different. But there are many things that you just won't find like that here, and
yeah,
the other way around. So it's gonna be a benefit like for you and for me. if
Yeah.
you come.
Well, and it always seems very interesting you talking about it, but it'll be a totally different experience us experiencing it. Everything
Yeah.
you're talking
Right.
about and relating to it in our own
Exactly.
perspective.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like you gotta experience. It's just like as if you were like, I don't know, traveling on Google Earth. It's just not the same as going to other places.
Yeah, like the geo guessing or whatever it's called. Like you're popped into a random
Geocache.
No, not geocache.
No.
Have you heard of geo guessing or something like that? It's like you're popped into this random.
And you got to
Google
guess
map, you have to
wherever you
guess
are.
where you are.
Yeah, there's this one guy who does it in like 0.2 seconds.
Oh
I
my
know.
god! Like he literally sees it for like a half a second,
Yeah.
not even.
Yeah.
Sees the signs
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the lights
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
the landscape, and he knows
Yeah.
exactly where he
And
is.
he's like, "Oh, I've been here," or something like that.
I would like to believe it's fake, but I don't know how he would fake it because it pops up randomly, right?
Yeah.
So I don't get it really. But
Yeah, unless he's like crazy good at editing, that he can edit it. That like, he only sees it for a second, but really he sees it for like 20 minutes or something. Like that.
Actually, I kind of believe him. Like people are
Yeah.
sending him pictures, like old
Yeah.
photos, and ask him like, that's a wedding picture from my parents. Where
Yeah.
was it taken?
Yeah, where was it?
Yeah, right. And he just figures it out. So
I think that's crazy. Like, figuring out, like where you are just by like the signs,
Or like 20 years ago, like the old photos,
Yeah.
20 to 50 years ago, like
just by the
and he can-
landscapes or the water or
Yeah.
like some like shit like that.
And I know he can figure out like black and white as well. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be colored,
No. Oh my god.
just on landscape. If it's taken over like a landscape, he can tell where it is.
yeah, he's looking like at the grass literally, and he's like, oh yeah,
The
that
trees
grass.
and everything like
We
that.
gotta tag him. We gotta tag him and just be like, "Yo, come on the podcast."
Maybe a
man.
little a little video, side video showing.
Yeah.
He would fit into it, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have a couple ideas for people that could be on this, or like big. Like obviously, when we get bigger, if you guys help us in any way to get us bigger, like, follow, share. But yeah, I'll put a ping up there somewhere. But yeah, if we can get bigger people on this podcast, I think that'd be an amazing goal. So,
Yeah, man.
Sure.
It'd be interesting to know like how he specifically knows all this stuff, right? Like he's not a professor in geography or anything, I guess. But somehow he just knows everything about it.
I mean, maybe
So,
he is. He might be.
Perhaps, yeah, he might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, anyway, you gotta really experience
Yeah.
places. You gotta really experience the 200K on the highway,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Legally 200K on the highway.
Yeah.
There's anyway. But no, I've never been to Europe or I've been to the Philippines, but I was like 2. But other than that, like I haven't been to Europe, and I don't think
I think the farthest place I've gone was Cuba.
Cuba, yeah.
Or Mexico, I guess.
Yeah.
Southern Mexico I've been, but
Oh yeah.
well, not super. I would southwestern Mexico, I would say.
Okay.
That's where I was.
It's interesting how the travel destinations differ from like the country, depending on the country where you're from.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to Mexico. I've never been to Cuba or like Caribbean or whatever.
Yeah.
South America I've never been to. I've only been to the States like once.
And where's the warm places you go
Oh,
for a shorter trip? Because that's where we go when it's colder here and we want a warm vacation. Where's that place for you?
well, I would not have to take a plane. Like I would just go by car. Maybe
That's
from
crazy.
3 to 10 hours south, you're gonna find everything like Italy, Croatia, Slovenia, everything. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I really like that about Europe. That you're just international within a drive.
Yeah, and it makes me jealous. In all honesty,
Yeah.
it's like going to Montreal. It
Yeah,
took me 6 hours to get there.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah,
and you could drive across 3 different countries in 6 hours in Europe.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy how you're like, you drive 10 hours within Canada, you might not even leave the province, and Europe, you're gonna cross borders for sure, and you're gonna cross a lot of them.
yeah, you can go 10 hours north
And just cross 4 borders. Yeah. That's
well, and here 10 hours like the next place north, if you go straight north, is Nunavut, and that's like a
Yeah,
16, 18-hour drive.
or more.
So you could probably be almost from Germany. You could be almost to Africa. And
yeah, that's fair. Yeah. No, it's also like in Canada that once you travel a certain distance, like especially to the north, you're not gonna find people anymore,
No.
right?
it's just very small towns
Yeah.
that maybe,
Couple hours drive, then you see another town.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and there'll be like 500 to 1,000 people in those towns.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've seen this one picture where
They're all on the same street?
They were drawing this one line like across Canada, just over the border to the States, the flat one, you know.
Yeah.
And they were saying like, you know, over like 95% or so live south of the border, which is like really, you know, close to the States, and the rest of Canada which is massive. It's like, you know, the 3% of the population or the 5% of the population.
And it's like half of the landmass too.
Yeah, it's more than half. It's insanely big.
Yeah.
So.
And it's crazy that like Ontario and Quebec alone have like basically the whole population.
Well, Ontario, Quebec, BC.
Yeah, BC.
But things like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, there's like nothing. Alberta, they have Calgary and
But other than that, it's like in none of it. Like I don't even know what the population in none of it is.
It's probably 5 figures.
Yeah. You know who we have to have on this? Thomas Gischler. We have to get Thomas Gischler on this because he's from Whitehorse.
Yeah.
All right. So
Right?
he's really in the middle of
Is it Whitehorse?
Is it?
I forget.
It's I don't remember, but
Somewhere northwestern,
exactly.
yeah,
Somewhere
close
out
to Alaska somewhere.
Yeah. He might be going to the university town over.
Yeah, you said that.
But anyway, we'll have him on this. We were supposed to have someone from Kenya on this, but he canceled last minute, which is totally okay. We get to have our first podcast in Canada with the 3 of us. You know,
which is also kind of good to just catch up and
exactly.
back to the roots and just how it should be from the beginning. So
yeah. And I haven't seen this guy in 8 months, so
it's crazy. Right?
It hasn't even felt like that long.
No, I know.
We've been busy and everything like that.
Yeah.
And, it has not felt anything near that.
And we've been running podcasts together. We've been FaceTiming and all that. So it just. It's back to normal. It's a group of guys, right?
Yeah.
So
you just come back and you just like continue where you left off, which is very good. And I don't think you'll find it too much. Like it's just insane. Like you came here and like we didn't even take us a minute to just get used to each other again.
We were such good friends when you went back to Germany that
yeah.
Yes, we might have changed a little bit and our perspectives might have changed, but we can still have a great conversation, and it doesn't take long to get to that point.
Yeah. So tell us about when you took off, what were you feeling? And then when you landed, what were you feeling? Your drive to us.
Bro, it was unreal. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I've had a lot to do with uni and stuff. So it was, I was kind of stressed out. And then I was sitting on the plane like 2 days later. And, to be honest, I couldn't believe it. Like from the start of the flight till the landing, and then I got a friend who had
Abood,
you're right,
which he's gonna be on here too. So
yeah, well, he picked me up, and we were driving the same 401 same route down that I drove down when I came here first.
Yeah,
and it was just unreal. Like I was looking at everything, it was just like a dream. Like to be honest, I'm still not used to it. Like right now, I feel like I'm still processing it.
Yeah,
and I feel like if I'm home again, I would be like, was that a dream or something? Like it's just gonna go over in a snap.
You are here for 10 days, but it's gonna fly by quick.
Right. Yeah, it's just 10 days, which is
because you're still doing whatever time me and Zach and other people that around here have. We're trying to spend time with you, and
right. Yeah.
And you have your host families that you're staying with. Right?
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm just trying to do as much as I can. Try to pack everything inside of it. Yeah.
All right. So. Back to Germany. So obviously, the landscape's different, the culture's different, and all of that. But the big question today is, if I have never been to Germany, what is like a hidden treasure or a secret location that I should go visit? Like something that people visitors don't know about. Not freaking whatever, Berlin or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe like a hiking trail that leads to a cool
pond
landscape or something like that. That it's not a well-known trail or something like that you would know of.
Yeah, so there are actually quite a lot of things, like nothing too specific, but things that I would suggest doing. So first of all, there are, as you said, there are beautiful hikes around. So I'm just 1 hour north from the mountains. You get in the car, get out, and you're there. You have the beautiful view when you drive down the highway. And there are hidden trails that I could show you for sure. Yeah. So they lead to whatever, lakes within, the mountains and stuff. And what I also, what I'm thinking of is we got a lot of breweries in Germany, like
Mhm.
small ones,
yeah.
and big ones, of course. But you go in a town, they're gonna have like a monastery or something, and they're brewing beer there.
Awesome.
So you find like hidden beer jams, anywhere. You can
I mean,
like
if you're offering if you're offering a beer adventure, I'm in.
right, like we could just go around, literally get in the car. Well,
maybe one of us shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah, true. Well,
One
somebody
beer,
will stay sober.
the first place one of us can go to.
Maybe
but-
like your MMA friend or something
Yeah.
like that.
oh, for the record, yeah, one of us should be sober. But, we could just get in literally and drive, get in the mountain region, whatever.
Yeah.
Drive across a few towns and just stop there, try out, what they have. They're gonna have great food. They're gonna have great beer, and I'll really like get out of the city because there are nice spots in the city too.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be touristic. It's gonna be packed during summer, and like you would do the same stuff that you would be doing in a Canadian city, but just like in German clubs or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is also, can be funny, but it's nothing like, not a hidden gem,
Yeah, no, I get that.
I would really get out of the city and just, see if we could find something nice in the
So
countryside.
is there like for our viewers or whatever, if they're thinking about, all right, I want to go to Germany, but I don't know what city I should visit, right? Or like I want to add a city to my trip or whatever. What specific city would you say?
or cities.
Or cities.
Like
Yeah.
pick like 3 at the max.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Oh, that's, well, 3 cities. Well, you would have to visit Berlin. I know,
Yeah.
everyone knows it,
Yeah.
but you still have to go there. It's a nice place, like having the history and everything. Like a lot of stuff happened there, and it's a nice city. But I would also recommend going to the south. Like I have to recommend the city where I'm from, right? It's Munich. So you're gonna be close to the mountains. You're gonna be close to Italy. You're gonna have Oktoberfest, in its beauty. We got a lot of visitors there, like 6 million per. 2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks long. So you gotta visit that for sure, and around the city, you're gonna find beautiful spots. And the third city, well, that's hard. Well, I like Hamburg. It's like kind of in the north,
Yeah.
I've been there like twice, and it's a nice city too. Hamburg, Berlin, and Munich. It's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too extraordinary, but I think you would cover a lot from Germany if you go to those.
And are they like 3 different cultures? Or
Yeah, I would say so.
or maybe like traditions more than culture?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the province where I'm from is Bavaria. It's a southern one, and the province is like, I would say, fundamentally different from the other ones. They're like a bit more conservative. They have their own traditions. They have lederhosen and everything. Just Oktoberfest. They're like a bit more special. Some people say like it's a country within a country kind of.
Yeah. It's like Quebec.
Yeah.
Nothing about against Quebec. We love Quebec.
Yeah, so it's not like we speak a different language like they do in Quebec, but it's you could compare it, and Hamburg and Berlin, they have differences too, but I don't know too much about it because I'm not from there. But I think they are definitely more similar than they are to Munich.
Yeah. Awesome. And so another question is, like the culture and the food, right? So,
Right.
what is like a traditional plate? And then also like, I know that, your traditional food now is probably beer, but, like what's a traditional plate? Like what would you, like what's a dish you'd eat?
Oh, so you're gonna find a lot of pork meat, like schnitzel. You're gonna find a lot of potatoes.
Yeah.
You're gonna find like pork roast, like pork in all of its forms. It's not good for if you're a pig to live in Germany. I can tell you that. Like you're gonna find it with like sides like sauerkraut or something.
Yeah.
And like I don't know the name, but
And it'll all be homemade sauerkraut.
well, in the best case, but
Not all of it.
Yeah, usually the restaurants, they're like, it's not like they're a big chain or anything. It's mostly like families owning them.
Yeah.
So you normally get good stuff. It's gotten more expensive because they raised the tax, but you'll get good stuff still. Yeah. So
Well, and I could relate to sauerkraut as well because my family, or my grandma, I should say, she does make all her own sauerkraut and gives it out to the family. So it'd be interesting to see what taste that she likes and what a traditional sauerkraut is and everything like that, and how they are different and how they are similar.
Yeah, you should bring some and do a taste test.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be similar because I've had sauerkraut here. So and it tasted just like it does in Germany. So I guess it's similar, but yeah, for sure. Like when it comes to like all those meat dishes, whatever, like I bet they're gonna be much different. Yeah.
And just to talk about, I know we had a conversation yesterday about the borders, and I thought it was pretty interesting of how different Germany and Canada are in terms of how they protect their border and how they protect international travelers.
Yeah, well, I took a plane here, so everyone knows you got to go through a security check and customs and whatever. And I'm always surprised how strict Germany is on that because you would have to show your ID and boarding pass before you go through security. Then they're gonna check you there, and you might have to show it again. Then you go to your terminal, and then they scan your face, and you have to show your ID to another border officer. So it's just crazy, I'm just a German trying to get out of the country. So yeah. But I mean, in the end, it's good, right? They're trying to protect it, and when I arrived in Canada, I would just show them my documents and like my passport, and I'll get like through way faster. But I don't know like how it is when you leave Canada. Last time it was fine. Maybe it's going to be different this time. But I bet they're all similar in their security procedures. So yeah. No, but like when it comes to our border, like the physical one, it's gonna be not that protected just because we're just right in the middle of the European Union, right?
So when you're crossing the border to like, wherever, France, Italy, whatever, do you have to like you show passport? No?
You just drive.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So it's like, well, I guess you haven't crossed the borders of our provinces, but it's just like a sign marking you're in a different country. There's no stop or nothing.
So like, because when we go to the States, there's like a whole border.
Oh, there's
check. It's like it's crazy, right?
It's a whole setup of everything, and you got to get in huge lines, and they check your passports, and they decide if we want to pull you over or not.
Yeah. Right. Nexus,
or they just let you through.
Nexus.
Yeah. So no, like if you're if you're going to another country from Germany, I've never experienced like any border like patrols or whatever. Like they don't check you at all. There's literally just a European Union sign with the name of the country in it. And if you go into Germany, they have police stationed there, and they're gonna you're just driving through like with 10K, just slow speed, and they will look in your car like just through the windows, and if they see you've got a German plate and everything, and you look German, you look not suspicious, then they're gonna just not do anything.
Yeah.
But they are checking the borders when you go into Germany. Yeah.
So does it slow down, or is it just a continuous highway kind of thing?
No, it does slow down.
Oh, okay.
Like especially if you're coming from the south, because Europe is close to Middle Eastern countries, whatever. We got a lot of refugees there, so they just want to make sure like not everyone's getting in, which
But there's no full stop and hand your passport over or any documents
or whatever.
No, not at all. Like if you're coming in by landway, I don't think like anyone's getting like ID check. Like you might if you have a suspicious number plate in your car looks and stuff. But they're not gonna check.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another question. So thinking about going to Europe, and my first destination being Germany, if I were to get like the month pass for free train,
right?
Is that still like €1,000 or $1,000 or whatever?
Do you mean like for public transport or what?
No, like I heard. So I was talking to this one guy that went to Europe and bought this train pass for like $1,000 euros or whatever.
Right.
And you could literally go like basically all around Europe for free, or I guess like not for free, but for the $1,000.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's called Interrail.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how it works, but I think you get a ticket. I don't know if it's that much actually.
Yeah.
But you will get a train ticket or like some kind of
Pass.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll be able to just go through Europe, like from west to east or like east to west, whatever, like by train. Just get out at any city that you want to, and just like continue your ride without being without being fixed on like one schedule. You can just get on the train and get off the train, which is it's kind of nice because you save all the rental car costs and whatever. So yeah, I mean the train system is fine, I guess. So you traveling.
I've heard it was like really good.
Yeah, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, in Germany we got a lot of strikes right now, so you're lucky if you get your train. I was leaving 15 minutes late for work because I know they're gonna be late 15 minutes at least.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of bad. Yeah, the coordination is bad.
Damn.
But like international wise, you can get anywhere with train, and it's usually not too bad.
Yeah.
You might pay, well, not a lot, but it's kind of expensive. It can get expensive. Depends on where you're going and everything. But yeah, trains aren't really a thing in Canada, are they?
They're expensive, man.
They are
so
really expensive.
Like getting to Toronto or whatever is like, I don't know.
It's not bad.
Like
but
$17, but
anywhere long distance,
like
it's a lot.
I mean, if you're booking like a month in advance, it's different. So like a month in advance. So from from Toronto to Montreal, it was probably like if you book a month in advance, it's probably like $110, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like a week in advance, then it's like $200. $200 there and back to Montreal. It's like, bro,
that's a lot. Yeah.
Like, what are you talking? I'm not spending $400.
It's sometimes like if you are planning something and it's just you driving, then it's probably worth it to take the train.
Right.
Like, say you wanted to visit another province to the west or something, and it's just you going, it's probably worth it to take the train. But if you got two or one or two people with you, then it's probably worth it to drive if you have a vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like I drove to Montreal like once a month basically, and with the car that I had, it was like $180 in gas, I'd say.
But if you plan ahead, that's different.
Yeah.
Like say, so my dream vacation is to drive all the way out to the whole western side of Canada.
We'll do that. We'll document everything.
It's like it's a straight trek from here to Vancouver. You stop for 6 hours a day to sleep and stuff. It takes 5 days straight. But I'd want to do like 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks total.
Yeah.
And not have a plan. Just have a car and say we're going out west, and we have say 6 or 8 different destinations we want to visit. But other than that, we just find, there's trails here. Let's go hiking somewhere. Like just random things. We'll stop for food and then look what's in the area on their phones and stuff like that. And I think that would be really cool. And it would work with a couple other people, just and then we split everything. Gas is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I would say let's bring like a tent and sleeping bags in case we wanted to go. Like say we were out at a provincial or a national park that was, and we wanted to just camp there for a night or two. Right. We have that option, but we could also stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
So we could take like a minivan where people could sleep in the minivan as well. And then with that, there'd be lots of room for everything else.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. Like imagine like 4 guys or whatever. Like us 3 and like, I don't know, Jackson or whatever.
Someone
plans the best plan.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right. Like nothing can go wrong.
Like say we'll be back here in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but
And would we drive there and back?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we would
like on the way back, we can kind of plan like on the way there we do this, and this, and then on the way back we could always just drive straight, or we can
or we hit half the destinations on the
like,
way there,
or say we hit the northern half on the way there, and then on the way back we hit all the southern.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Something like that, and say a week and a half to get all the way to Vancouver, somewhere in BC,
Yeah.
and then a week and a half back, or 2 weeks each.
Yeah. No, that's just super nice. Like when that's the thing that I like about Canada, because if you're doing stuff like that, you're gonna find or see things that literally barely anyone has seen, right? You're gonna go into territory where no one's there, and you're gonna find like spots in nature that are unknown or whatever. That's like you're just it's so widespread and all, and that's just not, you couldn't do that in not just Germany but like Europe. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna
A lot of places in the world.
Yeah.
like it's so dense. You're gonna have
Like maybe like Russia, but
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
or Africa or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But